So, welcome to the AC Star Lord channel, um, or I should say AC Star Lord 29 channel, but nonetheless, welcome back to my channel. The next movie that I just finished and watched was Friday the 13th 3. I know I did a brief history of part 1 and part 2. So, in 3, kind of leads into um, part 2 where the final girl convinced Jason that the killing that he has done is all done by wearing his mom's sweater and telling him, "Hey, your job is done. You know, your job is done, son." And basically, mommy's talking to you, and then she moves herself out of frame and the body out of frame. Her body out of frame of the head, and he starts realizing that's not his mother, and he starts going on a killing spree. Lucky there was another guy there to help her out. Now we go couple of years, probably later, maybe, possibly. We don't know. They won't specify um, about all that, but we do see the new group of people. So there's two lovely couples, and then there is one that doesn't have. There's one that does have a boyfriend that's waiting on her at the place that they're going to go stay at, which is near Crystal Lake or on Crystal Lake, I'm presuming, or maybe she was one of the counselors because it doesn't really um, specify. But they were going to go to the Crystal Lake anyways. What else? Um, they pick up another girl, like a young Mexican girl, which ends up falling in love with this guy named Shelly. Shelly is one of their goofy, weird friends, and he's very important to Jason's character, and I'll tell you why, because I'm about to show you why. Um, so you get Shelly, you get into um, potheads in the back of the car, just doing their own pothead things, smoking and whatnot. And then they're on their way to Crystal Lake, and well, they thought the cops were after them, so they ate all their weed, and that was funny. But cops were not after them, so they make it to Crystal Lake, and normal regular things like they enter their bearings of their where they're going to stay and all stuff, and um, getting groceries for the week because they're going to hang out and have a summer fun and all stuff. And then Shelly was left out on the skinny dipping because he's not skinny, and I thought that was pretty interesting for his character and funny to say because the dude didn't look that bad. Um, and then they go to a grocery store. Shelly and that young Mexican girl go to the grocery store, and they get in the rough hands with a biker gang. I don't know why the biker gang is even in this, and one of the biker gang chicks, um, Shelly hands her. So basically, the biker chick girl says, "Use your use be polite and all that stuff." So basically, use polite words. And then Shelly loses his wallet. Doesn't lose his wallet, but gives her the wallet, and then he ends up throwing it on the ground. And she's like, "Well, you're not gonna get this back." The biker chick's like, "You're not gonna get this back till you say please." And then the girl's like, "Can the other girl that was with Shelly says, can I please have that back?" I don't know why that was an assistant on being um, having please, but whatnot. So um, Shelly ends up making one of the bikers mad again. They break the window of their Beetle, the car they're in, and then he runs over their bike, and then those bikers end up following them to their cabin. As long as that, all the weird things are happening around the cabin. Well, Jason's there, obviously. Jason's moving around, making noise. He's looking for something to cover his face, obviously. He doesn't have that yet. And as they're hearing weird things, people are getting killed off one by one. And, well, as that's happening, of course, like they do in saying Scream movies, don't have sex, don't do this. Well, obviously, two couples having sex, they die, obviously. Other one, one of the potheads die, and then the other pothead dies, and then Shelly and the Mexican girl are one of the people that are remaining on the lake house, and Shelly's doing his normal thing where he tries to prank people like he did in the beginning, and another part of the other half of the first half of the movie. And well, he goes on the water, has a harpoon gun, puts on a certain mask that you guys might be familiar with. It might not be from this movie, but it will be in this video. So Shelly puts on this mask first. Shelly puts on this mask for certain, and not this one, not exactly this one, but the classic red triangle and the red triangle right here. I just happen to love the blue one. So he puts on that mask to try to scare that girl he likes, and then they're like, "Oh, but I do like you," blah blah blah. So while that's happening, Jason's around the corner, and then Jason ends up kind of stoked, but he's still alive. And then the next moment, when that girl turns around, she sees Jason with his mask on, and then Jason now has a signature mask that he can go hunt for. So he can go hunting for other people. But he's mainly after the main girl that's on the other side of the lake and her property, I believe, with the biker gang. And Jason, before he gets that mask, kills the biker gang and all that stuff. And then who's left off? And Jason ends up killing that girl that Shelly likes with the harpoon gun and all that stuff. But did I mention? I haven't mentioned this, have I? Not yet, have I? So while you have Jason killing people and other people, this movie was basically, part 3 was basically 3D. So to give the 3D action, they put this, like if this was a stick or his machete and all, so they put it in the frame close to the camera like this, and do it like this, and do it like this, and do it like this. Or if it's Jason hunting after you, they put his hands like this, like both of his hands like this, and to make it a 3D effect. So it's in 3D, some parts of it. Now, I had it on Blu-ray, so it was in 2D, but it was pretty interesting to see those kills like that. And that's pretty much it for the 3D part. And then the final girl gets hunted down because it's the same person she remembers, where she told her backstory how she fell asleep on her property, and then some weird guy was chasing after her, and that weird guy ends up being Jason Voorhees. And then Jason Voorhees, that's the last person he needed to take down. And Jason, the whole time when he's chasing her, oh no, hold on. The whole time that he's chasing her, he has this mask on the whole time. And then one time you see his ugly looking face, he lifts it up real quick and shows you that, oh yeah, I'm the same person that you came around for. And then, well, she ends up surviving, everyone else is dead, and then she goes in the canoe, and her mother ends up pulling her under the water and under the canoe, like the first movie and the second movie where Jason was a little kid. But then also she just imagined that, and then she was freaked out. So that's been Jason. That's been Friday the 13th, part 3 and 3D. All the kills were amazing in 3D. It was just amazing seeing like certain things like the machete, or there was like a beginning where this couple was going in a grocery store. He had a clothesline, and the clothesline was close to the screen like this. They pulled it back and then going close to the screen like that as 3D action. So yeah, if you like this, subscribe. If you like this, subscribe, hit that like button, hit the bell, and mainly hit the like button. And I thought maybe I should just do this video in my local woods to make it look like my own personal crystal lake. And that's the only way that Jason hunts, except maybe hunts down people, maybe set Freddy versus Jason, because that's just everywhere. But yeah, put a like behind this and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't. Peace out.